In terms of accountability, football, like a lot of things in life, is a results business.
Why did you select it?
It's relevant because in anything we're doing, whether it's did you make a tackle or you didn't make the tackle, you can't BS. You can't talk your way out of it. Either you did it or you didn't do it. Did you turn your homework in? Yes or no? And in the end, it's a results business. If you do things properly and you do it to the best of your ability, then you'll get the results. It applies to everything that we're doing. Did you show up to the meeting on time? Yes or no? And you can't talk your way out of it. Did you come to practice on time? Did you give your best effort during practice? Did you help a teammate during practice? All those things, there was a result. If you did it, there was a result. If you didn't do it, there's another result. So again, back to it's a results business. And obviously, we want positive results. We want, whether it's academically, whether it's in your home life, if you want things to go well, then you've got to make good decisions, and in the end, the results will speak for themselves.
Good.
Well, obviously, at the end of the day, whether it's Friday night or Saturday, and you look at the scoreboard, it's a results business. Do you have more points than the other team? And that's real clear cut. But really, the nuts and bolts of what I'm trying to do through the game of football is, I want the young men to get a diploma. That's a results business. Either you put in the work and you got your diploma, or you didn't. I want them to have a GPA that's respective of their abilities. And I was visiting with a young man today, and he's a very good player, and he's a conscientious kid. He's a gentleman, but he has a 2.3 GPA. And I said, right now, that's not going to open a lot of doors for you, And so we talked about some things that he's got to do in terms of improving his cumulative GPA. It all ties together, and so be a better man for being part of the program. If you show up when you're supposed to show up, if you do the things, say it's some community service situations, and I always think those things are a win-win situation. And if the young man showed up and with a smile on his face and put in his time, he would benefit from it. If he didn't show up that day, the result is he didn't benefit from that. So again, I think it's all part of what you put into your efforts, regardless across the board, whether it's family, friends, your faith, schoolwork, football. If you will get results proportionate to what you put into it. I would think there's two things. Number one is I've been very fortunate to be passionate about what I do. I'm a football coach, and my wife has always been envious. She says, Richard, you go every day to work to something that you love to do. Not very many people get to do that. So I've been passionate about what I'm doing. And the second thing is I really pride myself on my work ethic. I was telling a coach the other day, I started coaching in 1980, and I've coached a number of different sports, but mainly football. I've coached at 3 different high schools now, 11 different colleges over 23 years, and I have missed one practice. And that was the 2010 season when I was at Humboldt State. And to be honest with you, I cried when I told the head coach that I had to miss practice because A friend of mine's husband died, and I had to go to the funeral. And that is the only time I have ever missed a practice. And so that work ethic, I think, is something that that has carried me through, whether the good times, the bad times, the wins, the losses. It's getting back up every day and going attacking and trying to get better every day.
Very good. All right, Coach. What motivates kids?
Well, there's a lot of things that motivate kids. Ideally, I'd like us to get to a spot where kids were intrinsically motivated. They were motivated because they wanted to do well. They wanted to have fun. They wanted to compete. They want to have excitement with their teammates. All intrinsic motivations. Does getting a T-shirt help? Sometimes it does. Does helmet stickers for doing certain things, takeaways, interceptions, touchdowns, whatever it may be. Does that motivate kids? Yeah, it does. Does feeding them? Yeah, they like to eat. A sense of pride. Does that does that motivate kids? Yes. I think, does praise motivate kids? Yes, it does. Reacting positively to their efforts, especially from people that they admire and look up to. Does that motivate kids? Sure it does. Does being first string motivate kids? Yeah, for some kids it does. Being on the varsity motivate kids? Sure, for some kids. So there's a lot of things that motivate kids, and then ideally, it'd be nice to get kids to the spot where they're intrinsically motivated. It's not external things that are getting their juices flowing. They want to do well. They want to do well for their teammates, their parents, for themselves, and they're going to put in the effort to help realize a successful outcome, whatever it is.